Good evening, folks. Don Tyson, Blake Perryman coming to you from Fort Cobb Broxton Fieldhouse. Tonight's matchup, Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs taking on the Comanche Indians, as Comanche making the trip to Fort Cobb tonight. I'm not sure Fort Cobb's played Comanche in my realm of thinking. I don't recall us ever playing Comanche. Blake, do you remember any Fort Cobb playing Comanche?
Not in my close memory.
I don't think so either.
It's if they have, it's probably been quite some time.
Yeah. Well, this will be their first ball game of the season. Comanche plays football, of course, and that normally they don't usually start till about the 1st of December. So this will be their opening game of the year. Mustangs, Lady Mustangs have played 5 ball games. The Lady Mustangs come into the game with a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. Just by the looks of things as they're warming up down on the floor, they're going to have their hands full tonight. Comanche looks like they got some pretty athletic girls, and I'm just watching them warm up, and they look pretty impressive, Blake, so far, what I've seen. So they are a 2A school, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe they're 3A.
Are they 3A? Okay. I looked on the OSA page today, and I didn't jot it down, but you're right. I think they are 3A, so they are quite a bit bigger school. Fort Cobb, of course, being Class B this season, so they have quite a few more students than Fort Cobb has, and Comanche has a good basketball program over the years, and I expect they'll be a pretty good matchup for both girls and boys tonight. This is Pack the Place Pink Night. They have that annually once a year. Coach Hines' wife, Becky Hines, is in charge of the FCCLA, and every year they have a great fundraiser to raise money for some folks in the area who are suffering from cancer, and this year this is the 10th annual event. Matter of fact, I think that's what the shirts say. So all the girls wearing warm-up pink T-shirts, and people in the stands. I have one on, several around wearing pink T-shirts in honor of fighting cancer in November. And tonight's they raise money, and then they give it to some local people who are suffering from cancer, as I mentioned. And tonight they're going to make a presentation at the halftime of one of the games to Katie Sokolowski, a former Fort Cobb Broxton student who's cancer. She had surgery today, matter of fact, and I think it all went well. She's on the mends, hopefully, and our prayers are with Katie. And also Gavin Steinmetz was recently diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. He was a graduate of Fort Cobb, not sure the year. I won't even guess the year, but he was,
I want to say 2011.
10, probably so, about 10 years ago.
I do remember him playing on the 2011 state championship team.
Both of these young man and young woman are very young to be fighting cancer, so I know our prayers are with them and their family, and it's a great cause tonight, as they will be presented with some funds that have been raised to help them in their traveling back and forth for their doctor visits and what have you. So good support from the community, and it's a great project. Ms. Hines spearheads there at Fort Cobb, so we appreciate her and all the people who have contributed to this. This broadcast is brought to you by Southwest Oklahoma Driving School. Mr. Kent Sexton. His phone number is 580-512-6936 if you need driving lessons for your teenager or anybody in your household that needs a driver's license. They can go over there and get their driving practice from Southwest Oklahoma Driving School. Also brought to us by Carnegie Fiber, Carnegie, Oklahoma, for all your high-speed internet needs. 580-654-1002. Ouachita Valley Bank, located here in Fort Cobb, locally owned and operated since 1902. Go by and see those folks for all your financing needs, and give them got a lot of friendly faces down there, and they'll be happy to serve you. T-Birds Convenience Store, located here in Fort Cobb. Mr. Travis Birchie does a great job in serving the community, his convenience store. And also for all your real estate sales needs in the area, contact Shelley Dissey with ABC Superior Realty at 580-302-1974. So thank you for all those folks for sponsoring our streaming video this year. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. It's been a lot of fun bringing the games to you. I know it's pretty handy for the folks who can't travel and have to stay home, and good service, and we appreciate all those sponsors for paying for this broadcast equipment so we can broadcast the game. We appreciate them very much. We're about set to go for the girls' contest, and public address announcer Mr. Bryce Davis will be making some introductions, and we'll have the national anthem at the appropriate time. But it's been a while since we've played, Blake. They had Thanksgiving break last week, so it's been about 10 days since we've had a game. Last time out we played Riverside here. The Lady Mustangs were defeated by a pretty good Riverside team. I'm kind of anxious to see how playing against that tough pressure defense will help us tonight against Comanche. Did you have a good Thanksgiving break?
I did. Ate some good food, watched some good football across all levels.
Oh, yeah? What was your favorite game? I know I already know the answer, but I thought maybe I'd give you an opportunity.
I would say Ohio State, Michigan.
Oh, is that right? That shocks me. That was your favorite game of the whole weekend? Blake,
yeah.
Now come on, tell me the truth.
All right, I'll go with Bedlam.
Well, of course you would.
There was multiple good games on.
Yeah.
And
okay.
we had a full slate on Saturday, Sunday, Thursday. You know.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't too thrilled with the Dallas Cowboys and their performance, but nevertheless, yeah, I would have anticipated it. I was shocked when you said Ohio State, Michigan. Now that really threw me off.
Well, it was a good game in its own right. I had a feeling Michigan would have some sort of a chance. I didn't think they'd win by 15, but
well, I'm kind of glad they did. Playing at home.
Yeah.
But it is a turnaround. They haven't beaten Ohio State in a number of years, and so I was kind of tickled to see that myself. I wasn't real happy with the Bedlam outcome myself, but I'm a Sooner fan and you're a Cowboy fan, so I guess that's the reason. But anyway, it was a good ball game right down to the end, so that's kind of what you hope for. So it was a good contest. I would expect. Well, we'll pause right now for the national anthem. We'll talk about that later. All right, we're about set to go here for the starting lineups for the Comanche Lady Indians. Making the announcement that the presentation of the funding for the Pink Out Night will be at the halftime of the girls' game, so stay tuned for that, folks. And we will have a presentation at the halftime of the girls' contest to Miss Sokolowski and Miss Gavin Steinmetz. And now for the introductions of the Comanche Lady Indians. A sophomore, number 10, Kenley Lemons. A sophomore, number 12, Kylie Roden. Senior, number 20, Brianna Keeling. A freshman, number 30, Sadie Smith. And a senior, number 32, Caitlin Blair. The Lady Indians are coached by Megan Robbins. And as I mentioned in the pregame, This is their first contest of the season. And starting lineup for the Lady Mustangs at Fort Cobb, a sophomore, number 1, Zoe Brown. Good ball handler for the Lady Mustangs. Sophomore, number 3, Aaliyah Silverhorn. Good outside shooter. Post player for the Lady Mustangs, a junior, number 12, Ginger Bear. Has had a couple of outstanding nights so far this year, scoring 19 in a contest and 18 in another. Senior, number 14, Riley Rep. And a freshman, number 15, her sister, Reagan Rep. The Lady Mustangs are coached by Jana Rogers. And as I mentioned, they have a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. Been about 10 days since we've had a contest here, so hopefully they can shake off the cobwebs here in the first instance of the game, Blake, and get off to a good start.
Yep. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I believe this is Comanche's first game, is it not?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
yep.
It's their first ball game.
So they're going to be in the same boat that a few of the other teams we played have been in so far this season. I anticipate being a bigger school, 3A, they're going to be one of those teams that runs up and down the court pretty well and works out in transition. And with girls teams, you don't find that a lot, but when you do, man, they're hard to beat.
Yeah. Be interesting. Lady Mustangs in their home white uniforms. Correction on the starting lineup. Ginger Bear is not in the starting lineup. She's Madison Savage. Is replacing her, and she'll be jumping center against Brianna Keeling, a senior for the Lady Indians. Lady Indians in their red uniforms, white numerals. Lady Mustangs going right to left on your TV screen, and we're about set to go. Ball is in the air, and tap is controlled by the Lady Indians, and they'll start the offense first. And the Mustangs come out in a 1-2-2 zone. Comanche swings it around the perimeter. Yeah, Fort Cobb played Indiahoma, who had already played a game, and I think that was kind of a shot no good by Keeling. Sometimes it's a little difficult in the first game when you played some teams that's played that you find out where your mistakes need to be corrected a lot of times after that first game. So we'll see. Right now the Mustangs having trouble against this tight man-to-man defense Comanche's playing. Rep gets in the free throw line area, and she's going to be tied up. As they are really playing aggressive, Blake, on this defense.
They are, and maybe ate a little bit too much for Thanksgiving. Well, I know for one I did.
I did too. I know that. No question about that.
Not going to be a hypocrite there, but
yeah.
Well,
they'll get adjusted. So I think right now so far they're picking up their dribble too quick, but once they kind of get back into the flow of the game, I think we'll be all right.
Fort Cobb's almost in the same boat Comanche is, having not played for over a week.
Right. There's a turnover by the Mustangs. Comanche now on the attack. Open three-pointer straight away, no good. By Sadie Smith. Rep along the baseline, and the Mustangs kind of get a break there as the ball was touched by Kylie Roden while she was standing on the baseline. So the Mustangs will have it against three-quarter court pressure. And the ball is taken away, and the layup no good by Lemons as she took the ball away from Brown. And there's going to be a foul on Brown before they could get the shot off. And Coach Jana Rogers is going to take a 30-second timeout, and we will do the same. We'll be back after this short break.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305, member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch special.
Just underway here in opening period. Played a minute and a half, no score. And it'll be Comanche's basketball along the baseline. They inbound to Smith, drives in the paint. Shot over Savage, rattles out. And we're going to have a tie-up on the jump ball. But it'll stay on the rebound, I should say. And it'll be Comanche's ball. They've had 3 pretty good looks at it, yet to score. There's Smith. This time she'll make it. Sadie Smith, just a freshman, good-looking athlete. At this little 8-footer. And it puts Comanche on top 2-0. There's a double team on Reagan Rep, and she's going to be tied. Well, we've had an abundance of jump balls here, Blake, to start the game. Got 2 on each end so far, I think. It'll stay with Fort Cobb Broxton. Tell you, the Mustangs will miss Ginger Bear. I don't know what the issue is with her, but I think she's on the. She warmed up, I think, but I don't know if it's an injury or what. But she's been the leading scorer for the Lady Mustangs, and there's another jump ball. We should be keeping track of that, I think. You know.
Yeah.
I'd run out of ink if I would. Played 2 minutes, and it's 2-0. Comanche on top.
Lady Mustangs haven't even got a shot off yet, Don.
That's a good point. A couple of turnovers. Comanche's really applying a lot of pressure when Fort Cobb has the ball. Along the baseline, shot by Keeling is blocked and hit the support beam. And so it'll stay with Comanche. And they lob it out front. Now down low in front of the basket. Turnaround shot is good by Caitlin Blair for her first bucket. And it's 4-0. And there's pressure in the backcourt, giving the Lady Mustangs all kind of trouble, and it's turned over. Basket's good by Sadie Smith for her second basket, and Coach Rogers going to take another timeout to try to settle things down here. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll just keep it right here. I'd like to give us an opportunity to thank some of our sponsors. ABC Superior Realty, Shelley Dissey, 580-302-1974 for all your real estate sales needs. T-Bird's Convenience Store here in Fort Cobb. Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902. Carnegie Fiber for all your high-speed internet needs. Contact Carnegie Fiber at 580-654-1002. And the Southwest Oklahoma Driving School, operated by Mr. Kent Sexton, 580-512-6936. Tough start so far, Blake, from the Lady Mustangs. They trailed 6-0. And what have they had, about 3 turnovers already?
I have them for 4.
4, okay.
And I believe a couple of those are off jump balls. So.
Yeah. And it's going to be Fort Cobb's ball going against full court pressure. And they trail at 6-0, and as Blake mentioned, they've yet to get a shot off. They get it into the front court. Reagan down low to Ginger Bear, who checked in. Her shot's no good, but she's fouled. So that's Ginger checked in during the timeout, and that's a big plus for our offense. As you can see right there, that's how we operate, is try to get the ball to Bear around the basket. I know at Chattanooga she had 18, and the next night she had 19. She's played awfully well for the Lady Mustangs so far this year. And she makes the first free throw. And she'll have one more. Ginger's a junior. That was a little hard off the back iron. Almost got her own rebound, but Comanche comes away with it. Pass up ahead by Silverhorn, and she tipped the ball, and it went off of Caitlin Blair's hands and out of bounds. So turnover on the Lady Indians, caused by good hustle by Silverhorn. Now having all kinds of trouble getting it inbounded. Ball is intercepted by Kylie Roden. Lemons on the drive. Little elbow jumper, no good. Keeling. And guess what? Another jump ball. With 5:06 to play opening period. And it will be Fort Cobb's basketball. Boy, they're having all sorts of trouble. Finally get it into Brown. Double team to Silverhorn quickly. Picks up her dribble. To Brown now, into the front court to Riley Rep. Little 12-foot left jumper, good. Riley Rep, that's a good sign for the Lady Mustangs. They get Riley in the scoring column early, and it's 6-3 Comanche. And there's going to be a foul on Riley Rep as she went over to defend Brianna Keeling.
Back to that last possession, Dawn, whenever you can push against the press and kind of have most of their defenders still in the backcourt, you can make some good things happen up there in the front court whenever you have 3-on-2.
Excellent point, and that's what happened. They got them into transition, and like you say, they got ahead of them down the floor and got an easy open look. That's what you got to do, is force it. You can't. When you just stand there holding the ball, that's what they want you to do. You know, you got to move it quickly. Last basket was by Keeling, and they're up 8-3, and a pass intercepted by Blair. She races it into the front court. There's a three-pointer on the way off the heel of the basket, and Baird goes over the top for the rebound. That'll be Ginger's first personal. And it'll be Comanche's basketball. Third team foul on Fort Cobb. They pass it down to Keeling. Now out front to Blair. They move it quickly. Underneath the basket's good. I'll tell you, Sadie Smith, pretty good ball player. That's 6 points for her already, and it's 10-3, Comanche. I tell you what I think they need to do, Blake, is just keep that dribble alive. Every time they kind of get into it, looks like a trap situation, they pick up their dribble, and then they really get in trouble. There's another steal. Pass up ahead to Blair, all the way down, layup's good, and she's fouled. Silverhorn, as it looks like Comanche's kind of getting untracked here all of a sudden. 12-3, and Blair will be at the line with the and one. And checking in will be number 15, Kinley Morris, a junior. And she's going to be replacing Kylie Roden. I watched in the warm-ups, and I'll tell you what, this Kinley Morris, they were running some plays. She's a good post player, it appears to me. I think we're going to have our hands full with her. Free throw's good by Blair, and that gives her 5. And it's 13-3. Reagan Rip over to Silverhorn. We kind of switched up our attack, bringing it up the floor. They get it to Bear, and she's going to be fouled as they tried to challenge her on the entry pass. Foul on Brianna Keeling. That's her first. And the Lady Mustangs will inbound. Out to Brown, left side to Rep. Left wing three, no good. Bear almost went over the back. Thankfully she didn't. Rebound controlled by the Lady Indians. They try to get it into Morris. Double team, knocked it away. Good defense that time by the Lady Mustang. Up ahead to Brown quickly. Just on the three-point line. Shot's good, but her toe was on the line. Zoe Brown, did he get called at 3?
They gave her a 3.
Wow. I think
she barely got stepped back, but lucky we don't have instant replay for that one.
We'll take it. Three-pointer by Brown, and 13-6 now. Comanche on top. And a good play by Reagan Rep as she got in the passing lane and caused a high pass out of bounds, so a turnover to Fort Cobb.
Well, you know, Don, the Lady Mustangs haven't got many shot attempts, but the 3 they've had, 2 of them have went in.
Well, if you can shoot 66% of shots, that's pretty good. We're going to have to quit turning it over, you know.
Yep.
Turnovers are killing us. Checking in for Comanche will be number 22, Camry Rendon, sophomore, replacing Kinley Lemons. And inbounding will be Kinley Morris. Trying to build on a 7-point lead. Three-pointer straight away, no good off the front iron, and there's a lot of contact on the rebound. It goes out of bounds. They say it will go to Fort Cobb. No, they're going to say it's going to stay with Comanche. Didn't really make a call there. I think he just waited for whoever stepped out of bounds to get the ball, it appeared to me. That ball looked like it hit the back of the backboard. Maybe not. Mustangs come out of there with it, and then they throw it away. Nice drive there by Smith, but they say she traveled. Got a little head start. A lot of turnovers back and forth. Now Silverhorn to inbound. No one's open. And they call a timeout. Coach Rogers will take a timeout to avoid the turnover. This will be the third one she's called here. It'll be a full timeout. We'll be back after the 60 seconds.
Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier best in state driving school, located in Southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be
Fort Cobb's ball out of the timeout. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Silverhorn. Up ahead to Rep. Oh, it's a struggle. Just everything they're doing right now. The defense is so stout for Comanche. It's a struggle. There's Bear finally gets it in the paint. Gathers herself. Shot's no good, but she's fouled. That's what they have to do. That's if you can get the ball to Bear, good things usually happen for the Lady Mustangs. She'll shoot 2 now. Foul charged to Kinley Morris, her first. And Bear will be at the line shooting 2. And she missed the first. 1 out of 3 so far for Ginger. See if she can make it 50-50 here. Need to make all these free ones we can. She does. And it's 13-7. 2 minutes to play here in the opening period. Mustangs applying a little pressure. Got a near turnover, but it goes over to Comanche. Silverhorn poked it away, and it'll go to Fort Cobb. Good hustle by Kalia. Got a hand in there, and it went off of Comanche. And now Reagan Rep trying to bring it up. Picks up her dribble in the backcourt. Boy, when you do it, it's like a bunch of piranhas. They gather around you when you pick your dribble up. Riley Rep with a long three-pointer for her second basket of the night, and it's 13-10 just like that. It's a 7-0 run here for the Lady Mustangs. And Comanche brings it into the front court. Had a wide open shot to the goal. They pass it up.
I think all their fans saw the same thing.
There's a nice drive by Smith. No good. Gets her own rebound. Putback's no good. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. I tell you, old Sadie Smith's a nice ball player. Only a freshman. Really quick off on her feet. Good shooter. And she's going to be shooting 2. That'll be the second foul on Kalia Silverhorn. And Smith, free throw good. That's 7 for Sadie. Second free throw also good. And checking in for Comanche will be number 10, Kinley Lemons, replacing Brianna Keeling. 15-10. They're not making a quick enough move to get open. They try to pass it over Sadie Smith. Her shot's no good. It goes out of bounds. Somebody needs to set a good hard screen and make a quick cut off of it to get open there. They're Nate taking, and we're going to have a foul. I think maybe they're going to call an offensive foul on Ginger Bear, who was trying to set one of those hard screens I just talked about. The only problem is you can't move when you do that.
Yep.
But bless her heart, she's trying to get somebody open. That's 2 fouls on Ginger with a minute to play here in the opening period. And now Comanche running a motion offense out here. Smith tries to drive, passes it out front. Silverhorn gets it away. And it's going to be a tie-up, but it's going to stay with Comanche on the alternating possession. If we had $1 for every jump ball, Blake, we'd be pretty well off, wouldn't we, so far?
Go get us a couple Frito chili pies.
Yeah, you could get some extra jalapenos on it with that kind of.
I'll tell you.
45 seconds to play, opening period. Comanche led the game 13-3. They lead it now 15-10 with 35 seconds to play, opening period. Ball tapped away by Silverhorn. Good defense. But it'll stay with Comanche. Bear needs to be careful and not pick up her 3rd foul here. Blake here in the end of the first period. There's a left side Sadie Smith. Shot over Rep, no good. Bear had it tapped away, but it goes right to Reagan Rep with 19 seconds to play. Good job of keeping her dribble into the front court. Now to Brown, right side. All the way to the baseline, and she's going to be fouled. They grabbed her on the wrist, and that'll be the 4th team foul on Comanche. So the Lady Mustangs will have it along the baseline with 8 seconds. Hopefully they get it to Bear inside the lane here. Make a basket here at the end of the quarter. They lob it out front to Rep. 5 seconds over to Silverhorn. They double team Bear. Cross court Rep. 3-pointer on the way. Good! Riley Rep. Just how you draw it up with a long tray right at the buzzer after 1 period. Comanche 15, Lady Mustangs 13. You're listening to Fort Cobb Broxton basketball on FCBMustangs.tv.
Local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Dieselhorst, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends.
The Lady Mustangs with a good finish to the first quarter, Blake. And Riley Rep canned a long 3-pointer at the buzzer to cut the lead to 2 after 1 period. Comanche on top 15-13. That's 8 points already for Riley, and that's an outstanding. That's a good quarter for her, and it's good for Fort Cobb, and Riley can score like that. She's a good shooter. She's sometimes earlier this season she missed a few, maybe lost her confidence a little bit, but that's a good sign to see her knock in those shots tonight. Pass to Bear, good play. She had her defender screened off, and it was a good pass from Riley. And the foul is going to be on Kinley Morris as they were trying to front Bear and got it over her head. And the Mustangs have the ball on the baseline. That's the 5th team foul on Comanche. So there they go back to Bear underneath the basket. Shot good by Ginger Bear. Great play. And we're tied at 15. Nice little comeback here by the Mustangs. As shot along the baseline, no good. Mustangs on a 12-2 run here. Just underway, second period. Silverhorn. I think she can dribble. I don't think she realized it. Bear has it now. Pass quickly out to Bear. I thought they had a hand on it, but apparently not. It'll go over to Comanche on the backcourt violation. And checking back in will be Anna Keeling, replacing Kinley Morris, who has those 2 fouls. Tied at 15. Played a minute here in the second period. There's Sadie Smith. Straightaway 3 on the way, no good, short by Lemons. She gets her own rebound, kicks it over to Smith, top of the key. 3-pointer, no good. And put back is good by Brianna Keeling. Well, that's a tough one there. They had 3 looks at it. And Comanche gets back on top. Reagan Rep double team, cross court to Brown. Had a wide open 3, but instead passed it to Silverhorn, and Sadie Smith intercepts it. Off to Lemons. Spin move into paint. Shot good by Kinley Lemons for her first basket. And it's back to a 4-point lead for Comanche. Turnovers just kill us. Looks like they have a little boy. There's Riley all alone. Little 12-footer. Oh, rattled out that time. It was a good-looking shot by Riley. Riley got her hand on it. Ginger Bear comes away with it. Good defense by the Lady Mustangs. Good hustle. And now Reagan into the paint to Brown. Rip, 3-pointer, straight away. Looks good. Is Reagan Rip for her first basket, and it's a tray. Cuts the lead to 1. Mustangs have found the shooting touch tonight, Blake. I'd be interesting to see what your shooting percentages are as Silverhorn gets a steal, 1-on-1, and she dribbled it a little high, but that's okay. Good hustle. Well, what did they call? They call a foul?
Yep, they did.
Well, we got a break there, I think.
We did. Big break.
Foul on Brianna Keeling, as the ball looked like was kind of dribbled over her shoulder, but I think the official said she kept her palm on top of the ball. I think that's the key to it. No matter how high it goes, you got to keep your hand on top of the ball. Brown is checking out, replaced by Savage.
Yeah, Don, I'm a little hesitant to give you your shooting numbers because don't want to jinx anything.
All right, well, we don't want that either. Little 14-foot jumper, no good. Bear taps it over to Silverhorn. She races it into the front court. Has to pull it out. The numbers aren't there. Now Riley Rep has it. There's Bear. Left side Silverhorn. Reagan has it. Along the baseline. Nice move. Shot no good. Hit the bottom of the backboard. Long pass up ahead to Sadie Smith. 3-pointer on the way. No good, but we're going to have a foul on the rebound. And it's going to be charged to number 32, Caitlin Blair of Comanche. And that's her second personal and the 7th team foul on the Lady Indians. So it'll be 1-1 now. That's a good sign for the Lady Mustangs, I think, Blake, if we can cash in at the free throw line, you know. Reagan Rip will be at the line, coming off that big 3-pointer she just made a moment ago. Reagan's a freshman. And she's about set to go. Free throw, no good. There's Sadie Smith, drive along the baseline, shot good and one. Count the basket, he says. And the foul is going to be on Reagan Rep, her first. And
I think they gave her NBA continuation on that one, Don.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I'd probably agree with that. Free throw, no good. Putback's no good. Comanche has it again. Left side, Rendon. Down along the baseline. Nice ball movement that time by Comanche, and Caitlin Blair knocks it in. That's 5 for Caitlin. And it's a 5-point lead for Comanche. Left side Rep. Boy, a good pass would have had her a wide open three-pointer. Now to Silverhorn. Three-pointer off the heel of the basket. Skips across the rim, and it's controlled by Comanche. Might have got away with the travel there, but they're going to call a blocking.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
Savage, yeah. I thought she shuffled her feet when she started, and that's the third on Ginger Bear. That's tough. That's what we didn't want to happen right there. And at the line will be number 30. What are we going to have? We're going to have a timeout taken by the Comanche Lady Indians. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll just keep it right here. We'll talk about what we were talking about during the break. You mentioned the college football poll. We're about to talk about who's in that top 5. Can you give me those right quick?
All right. Some notables, of course, top 5. Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma State jumps into the 5th spot. As a Pokes fan, I was hoping they would. Just was a little concerned.
You think they could get into the top 4 with a win over Baylor?
With a win over Baylor, you got to hope either Michigan, Alabama, or Cincinnati loses on Saturday.
Who's Michigan play in the Big Ten championship game?
Michigan has number 13, Iowa. Georgia has number 3, Alabama. So I think even if Alabama wins that, Georgia stays in.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That would be the worst scenario for OSU if
Cincinnati,
Alabama happened to beat Georgia.
Yeah.
So
Cincinnati has 21, Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson's playing better, so that could go.
I'm sorry, 21
way.
Houston, not Clemson.
Oh, Houston, yeah, okay. Well, I would think they beat Houston. So the key will be if Georgia can beat Alabama. That'll be if Georgia beats Alabama, I think Oklahoma State's in without a doubt. And they should. I don't think Alabama can score on them. Zoe Brown has it. In the corner, Riley's wide open with a quick pass. Instead, they go to Silverhorn. They get it to Savage. And she's going to be fouled on, they say a jump ball. That's a popular call tonight.
That is.
And it goes over to Comanche. Not
sure it's one I agree with either.
If it was tied up, it wasn't for very long. It was for a pretty brief amount of time. There's that girl right there. I saw her do that a lot in warm-up. Kinley Morris with a nice move. 25-18 now. Comanche back on top by 7. The Mustangs had it tied up at 15. And Comanche's gone on a pretty good run here. There's another basket by number 10, Loden, or Lemons, I should say. That's 4 for her. And just like that, it's a 9-point ball game, 27-18. Picks up her dribble as she crosses the timeline. That's a cardinal sin against this trap. When you get across that timeline, sometimes you just relieve that you got there, and then you pick up your dribble, and that's exactly what they want you to do. And most of the time, it's going to be a turnover if you do that. But the Mustangs will get to maintain possession if they can get it inbound. They're having all kinds of trouble. They try to get it to Rep, and it goes out of bounds. There's just no easy passes, Blake, against this defense. And a big part of the Lady Mustangs offense, Ginger Bear has 3 personal fouls, and she's probably going to sit on the bench till halftime, or third period anyway. So Mustang kind of got to tread water here till they get her back in the game. And there's going to be a turnover as they're trying to hit the backdoor pass. Goes out of bounds. Hopefully at halftime they can get in there and draw up some plans about how to do a little better job solving this press. They'll have a little more time to talk about it. Sure has caused the Lady Mustangs a lot of problems. And there's a foul on Kinley Lemons. And Silverhorn will be at the line shooting 1-1. So you think the Cowboys can handle the Bears pretty handily this time? They beat them once already.
Both teams, I think, have improved from their last meeting. I think one of the big things is, will Baylor have their starting quarterback?
I'd say that's a big point.
Back for that game.
Silverhorn's first free throw is good. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about his health situation. I would anticipate he would play.
As far as I've heard, he was practicing them with them this week, but they haven't said anything about if he was going to play or not.
Well, I figure if it's at all possible, he will. Don't you imagine? I mean, how many times do you get to play for a championship?
Right.
The other quarterback going to be Fort Cobb's ball. I just don't see Baylor being able to score many points on Oklahoma State's defense. I'd predict it somewhere in the 31 to 10 range. Foul on Reagan Rip on the shot. She'll be at the line shooting 2. Foul's really starting to mount up here. That's the third personal on Caitlin Blair. And Reagan needs to can these. First one is no good. Lady Mustangs haven't shot free throws real well tonight. 1, 2, 3. I've got them for 5 misses so far. Make it 6. Savage almost had the rebound, but couldn't control it. Comanche comes away with it. Roden three-pointer, no good. Grazed the rim. Ball loose, picked up by Morris. She'll try an 8-footer, no good. There's putback's no good. Battle for the rebound, and we're going to have another tie-up. With 2:09 to play, they're going to wear that switch out down there on that possession.
They're
like something just went off.
They're making George earn his pay down there.
They're wearing that switch out. Might have to go down to Chapin Son to get one here at halftime. You know what?
Might have to, Don.
Shot no good. Put back no good. They finally went in. Well, they had about 5 looks at it that trip. Basket by Breeley Garlinger for her first basket. And it's a 10-point lead for Comanche. A 14-4 run here after the Lady Mustangs had tied it at 15. Reagan Rep along the baseline. Her shot's no good. And Morris picks up the loose ball. .132 to play and a half. Mustangs in his own defense. Morris goes by Rep. Left-handed layup's good, and she's fouled. That was way too easy there, Blake. Foul is charged to Savage. That's her first personal. And it makes the score 31-19. And free throw good by Morris. That's 5 for her. And they get it into the front court. 1:07 to play. There's Riley Rep, the high post. In trouble, in the paint, has it knocked away. And we're going to have another tie-up. It'll stay with Fort Cobb this time. 56 seconds to play, and checking back in will be number 24, or first time, Kiera Pineda, a freshman, replacing Kinley Morris for the Lady Indians. The inbound to Rep. Her shot's no good. Savage with the rebound. Roden gets the ball away. Looked like she might have had her on the arm. Quickly up ahead. Rendon shot no good. Sadie Smith put back no good. Wouldn't get over the front of the rim. And another tie-up.
There you go.
Oh, I so wish we would have kept those numbers. It's unbelievable. It's a good thing we don't actually jump those things. We'd be here all night, you know. .30 seconds to play and a half. Pass out front to Smith. 20 seconds. Going against Silverhorn. She'll dribble it out. I'm assuming they're going to play for one now. 14 seconds to play. The Rendon, and bounces it off her leg and out of bounds. Turnover to Fort Cobb. They need a basket right here to end the half. 10 seconds. Silverhorn gets it into Brown. Back to Silverhorn. 9 seconds. Up ahead to Savage. Knocked away at the center lines. 5 seconds. Picked up in the backcourt by Comanche. 3 seconds. Smith racing it into the front court. Shot off the glass and good. At the buzzer. Count it. Sadie Smith with a nice shot. Used the clock perfectly that time. Got it in just below the free throw line. Off the glass and good. And your halftime score, Comanche 34 and Fort Cobb 19. Let's turn it over to Mr. Blake Perryman to give us our halftime report. Blake, go ahead.
Well, I believe it was the Riverside game. You were asking how many more shots Riverside had taken than Fort Cobb.
Yes.
At halftime, and it was decently close. Tonight it's not that. Comanche has taken 39 shots. Fort Cobb 12.
Wow, 12 shots is all?
12 shots.
Wow.
At the same time, Comanche's 15 for 39. That's just under 40%. Lady Mustangs 6 for 12. So they're still shooting at a pretty good rate, just haven't had many looks.
They just need to shoot more, right?
Exactly. And Lady Warriors 0 for 8 from behind the arc. So they've been literally all of their points except for 4 have been more than likely, I would say, inside the paint.
Yeah.
And Lady Mustangs 4 for 6, 67% from behind the arc. And Riley Rep, I believe, has 2 of those. Her sister has 1, and then Zoe Brown has 1. And one of the big things that's a difference, Lady Mustangs 3 for 9 from free throw line, and Lady Warriors 4 for 6. Lady Mustangs getting out rebounded 21 to 8, and 13 of those 21 are offensive.
Oh, wow.
So
that's giving up way too many.
That's 13 extra chances at the basket.
How many shots did you say Comanche had?
39.
39 to 12, right?
To 12.
And 13 more offensive rebounds. That's a big part of it right there. Yeah, that's go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. And turnovers, I believe at the end of the first quarter, Lady Mustangs had 11 and Comanche 7 or 8. Now it's 18 to 12. And a lot of those are jump balls probably.
Yeah, this man-to-man defense has really caused problems for Lady Mustangs. It's and with Ginger Bear, you know, she probably only played probably a quarter because she didn't start the game, and then she got 3 fouls. So the Lady Mustangs offense is not nearly as smooth when she's not out there. I'll put it that way. I mean, she's a pretty good scoring threat, and it's always a good outlet when the guard can pass it into the post player and they double team her, so it kind of creates some openings, you know, from the perimeter sometimes. So something to look forward. Of course, I think every game so far, if I'm not mistaken, Bears had like 3 fouls in the first half. And then she
I
pretty
believe
well
you're right.
finishes the game without fouling again. So.
That's probably pretty close.
Well, I can think of 3 games like that, and they've only played 5. So
Yep.
anyway, and then once again it is tonight too. So, got anything else you want to add, Blake, before we take a timeout?
Individually scoring for the Lady Mustangs, Riley Rep has 8. Ginger Bear, who's played a limited number of minutes due to fouls or whatever other reason there may be, she has 4. Zoe Brown and Reagan Rep both with 3, and Kalia Silverhorn with 1.
All right. All right, Blake, thank you very much. Good report as always. The Lady Mustangs had it tied up at 15. That's kind of the funny thing about this game, and then they go on a 19-4 run to close out the half. So Comanche in firm control. Thanks for joining us, folks. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have second half action. You're listening to Fort Cobb Broxton basketball on FCBMustangs.tv.
We are Maples, Nixon, Diesel Horst, and we are here to help.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation and get you back up and running the way you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405-217-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-6.
Welcome back to Fort Cobb. About set to start the third period. Thanks to our sponsors once again, the Southwest Oklahoma Driving School, Carnegie Fiber, Ouachita Valley Bank, T-Birds Convenience Store, and Shelley Dissey from ABC Superior Realty. I have a correction to make. I was notified of this during the halftime break. I've been saying number 30 is Sadie Smith. Actually, her name is Gracie Miller. And that was brought to my attention. I'm sorry for my roster had them wrong. So number 30, Gracie Miller, is a junior, and she's the one that's scored 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points in the first half. So try to get that corrected here for you in the second half. Mustangs had the ball to start the half. Riley Rep lost control of it, and they call it for double dribble. So there's a turnover right off the bat for the Lady Mustangs. Looked like she kind of had an opening there. Lost possession of the ball, and now Comanche on the attack.
I think sometimes you get so open that you're almost a little too open.
Yeah. Well, there hadn't been a lot of openings, I'll tell you for sure. There's a basket by Kinley Lemons. And it's 36-19. Brown tries to get it ahead into the front court. Silverhorn gets it. There's Rep all alone on the other side, but they can't get it to her. Brown has it now along the baseline. And they say she's going to be bumped and fouled by number 20, I believe.
That's going to be her third, I believe, Dawn.
All right. Brianna Keeling. And the Lady Mustangs will inbound. Bear back in the lineup for the Lady Mustangs with those 3 fouls. Ball poked away in the backcourt, still loose. Picked up by Lemons. And they say she carried the ball, so in a turnover back to the Lady Mustangs. Once again, I'd like to take the opportunity for all the folks who weren't here earlier in the broadcast. This is the pink out night here at Fort Cobb, and the money that they raised went to Miss Katie Sokolowski and Mr. Gavin Steinmetz, both of those high school, Fort Cobb Broxton High School graduates, both of them young people, too young to be battling cancer. Thanks to all the folks who contributed to that effort, and I'm sure Gavin and Katie really appreciate. There's a walk called on Comanche. It'll be turned over to Fort Cobb. I'm sure our thoughts and prayers are with Katie and Gavin as they fight that terrible disease. Ball poked away into the backcourt, but it's picked up by Silverhorn. And she's going to be tripped, and not sure anybody really tripped her, but foul is going to be charged on number 30, Gracie Miller, and that's her first. Looked to me like she just kind of tripped over the line to me, Blake.
I think you're right there.
Reagan in the corner to Riley. Goes along the baseline, double team, kicks it out to Reagan. Fumbled the pass where she'd had a three-point shot. She's double teamed. I tell you, Comanche does a great job defending. Reagan finally gets three, cans a three-pointer. Reagan Rep with her second tray of the night. And it's a 15-point lead now for Comanche. Drive along the baseline. Kylie Roden lays it in for two. Comanche does a good job defensively from end to end. They're relentless. Zoe Brown lets the traffic fly by, and she cans a three-pointer. And that's the first basket for Zoe, or second, I should say second. That's 2 trays for Zoe. She needs to shoot more too, Blake. I think she's 2 for 2. I tell you what, if I ever started off 2 for 2, I'd have a hard time passing it, you know.
I agree with you.
There's a foul on Riley Rep as she fouled Caitlin Blair going to the basket.
I'm not too completely sure on this, but I want to say her 2 threes are close to being her season high. It might not. She might have had 6 or 8 at one point this season, but I want to say that's close.
I'm sure you're probably right about that. As my memory serves me correctly. Shooting 2 will be Caitlin Blair, who has 7 points on the night, make it 8. And a second free throw, high arcing shot, no good. Rep had it knocked away. And it'll stay with Fort Cobb now.
Don Mustangs 2 for 2 this half, and they're both threes.
There you go. Well, we need to keep that up. We need to quit turning it over, though. There's taken away by Lemons. Underneath the basket, shot good by Gracie Miller. And it's 41-25. There's Riley Rep. One dribble, picks it up, back to Reagan. Around the perimeter to Brown. Lob it into Bear. Double team. Ball loose, picked up by Kinley Morris. Boy, they had her triple teamed right there. There was really no opening at all. Double dribble charge to Comanche. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Coach Megan Robbins of the Lady Indians. And she wants to have a little discussion with the official, and it'll be a full timeout. We'll be back after this 60-second break.
432305, member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see Connie for our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier best in state driving school, located in Southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam. We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet.
41-25, 4:24 to play in the third period. Mustangs inbounding against this press again. Sometimes it looks like Comanche has 6 or 7 girls out there. We're having a hard time finding anybody open. Rep's 15-foot jumper won't go. Riley tracks it down along the baseline. You know, I thought playing against Riverside the last contest would give us some confidence, but I believe Comanche plays a lot better defense than Riverside did, it appears to me. Left wing three, no good by Riley, rebounded by Reagan Rip. Her shot's no good. Bear in there battling for it, but it's controlled by Comanche. Long pass up ahead to Belair, and it goes out of bounds as she crashes into one of the cheerleaders. Comanche's got quite a cheerleading squad there. I count 3, 6, 11 of them.
I think you're right. They can make a whole
count.
basketball team,
I
even a football team.
Yeah, that's right.
might have to play both sides of the ball, but they have
you know,
them.
that's the way it was when I was in high school. You just played everything. There's Bear in the front of the basket. Shot good by Ginger. That's where she needs to catch it. There's a drive. They go around her, and they call it for traveling.
I think they got that one right.
Yeah, she kind of had one of those Euro step moves to get around Bear, and I was afraid for a moment there was going to be contact, and Bear was going to pick up her fourth. Kind of got a break on that one. Silverhorn behind the back. Now she's double teamed up to Bear, and they close out on her. Boy, they really attack the ball. Brown in heavy traffic. Now Rep holding. They try to lob it to Bear. Turnaround shot is good. There's Ginger. She got a quick release. And it's 41-19, or 41-29, I should say. 2:40 to play, third period. Good ball movement by the Lady Indians. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound Silverhorn. Into the front court. Might have double dribble. It's taken away there by Lemons. Up ahead, shot good by Gracie Miller, who was underneath the basket. And it's 43-29. Another tie-up with 2 minutes to play in the third. Turned over to Comanche. Did you get you one of them Frito pies tonight with jalapenos on it, Blake?
Well, I haven't yet. I'm thinking about it. We had a little short halftime, so maybe between games.
Shot no good, but the rebound was taken by Caitlin Blair, and she lays it in for two. That's 10 for Blair. Double team, Rep, now to Bear. Good defense by Blair, and hops down there and intercepts the pass intended for Bear. Nice give and go to Kinley Morris, and she lays it in for two. I told you she looked pretty good in warm-ups, and she's doing the same thing when she gets the ball. She knows how to lay it off the glass. Bear has it, and they're going to call an offensive foul as they say she knocked Gracie Miller to the floor, and that'll be the fourth personal foul on Ginger Bear. Made a strong move there. And Miller hit the deck, and she's going to be replaced by...
They're wrong on that one. That's only 4. They're saying she has 5, but that's 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only 4. I thought it was. Full timeout taken by the Lady Mustangs. We'll be back after this 1-minute break.
A must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
1:08 to play here in the third period. Lady Mustangs trailing 47-29. And it's going to be Comanche's basketball. They lob it into the low post. They kick it in the corner. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Bear with the rebound, rips it away. Good job by Ginger. There's Reagan Rip. Shot won't go. Hit the rim and bounced out, but it'll stay with Fort Cobb. One of those you'd like to kind of see them use the backboard, Blake. Hard to shoot one over that rim, get it to stay. Pass into Blair, and she's going to be fouled. That is going to be charged to Kinley Morris. And that's her second personal, and she's going to be replaced by Brianna Keeling. Third team foul on the Lady Indians. Silverhorn lobs it to Bear right in front of the basket. Her shot short, and it goes out of bounds. With 38 seconds to play in the third, Comanche's basketball. So did you go to the ball game Saturday night?
No, I sure wanted to, but that was a little out of my price range. So I watched that from the comfortability of my couch.
Oh, yeah? Did you ever jump up and down and holler any during the game?
Quite a bit.
Did you?
And then there are some times where I did not want to watch that.
Did you think when he was running free in the last minute of the game that it was going to slip away?
I'll be completely honest with you. At that exact moment, I slid down in my chair and I said, well, there it goes. And
shot good by Blair. It's a 20-point lead. Bear into the front court, and she can't get the shot off. After 3 periods, Comanche 49, Lady Mustangs 29. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network...
It'll be the Lady Mustangs basketball as we start the fourth period. Still having trouble advancing the ball against this Comanche Lady Indian defense. Barry trying to get open in the paint. Can't do it. Good defense down there by Keeling. Silverhorn drives, kicks it to Rip. They close out on her before she can get the shot off. Now drives along the baseline. They leave her, but her little 4-footer won't go. Left her wide open. Silverhorn intercepts the pass. Little 12-foot pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound Roden. Up ahead is Gracie Miller into the front court quickly over to Rendon. Turnaround shot, no good by Keeling. And the Lady Mustangs control the board. Now Zoe Brown on the handle. Reagan kicks it in the corner to Riley. Baseline 3, short. Rebound Comanche. Gracie Miller, right side to Rendon, back to Miller. Left side now they go to Roden. Burning a little clock here. There's a drive, a little 14-footer, good by Gracie Miller. How many she got so far, Blake?
Over for 18.
I was going to say she got close to 20, I figured. Reagan cut off along the baseline by Roden. Gets it over to Bear. Her 14-footer won't go. And Miller comes out of there with it. Kicks it right side to Keeling. Shot no good. Miller there with the rebound. Three-pointer by Roden. Good. Kylie Roden with her 5th point of the night, and it's 54-29. And Silverhorn's going to be fouled from behind by Miller. And that's Miller's 2nd. 4th team foul on Comanche. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this boys' game is going to be a pretty good game, Blake.
I have to agree with you. I believe in the preliminary rankings that OSSA put out this morning or this afternoon, Fort Cobb was 13th in Class B.
13 in Class B.
I'd be willing to bet you that's one of the lowest rankings we've had at the start of the season in a while.
We'll talk about that after the break. Timeout taken by Coach Rogers. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation and get you back up and running the way you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405-217-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns.
All right, it's going to be Fort Cobb's ball along the sideline. With 5:26 to play in the contest. Ball knocked away. It's going to stay with Fort Cobb. Did you see, was Comanche rated in the rankings that you looked at
I
today?
did not see them. Now, granted, there's very few teams out there in 3A, 2A, really 2A and above that have even played a game.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'm sure the A and B is probably the only ones to come out, I guess. Foul on Comanche. As a foul from behind. That's the 3rd foul on Caitlin Blair, and we're going to have another timeout, I guess. Nobody has a plane to catch tonight, apparently.
I guess not.
30-second timeout. We'll just keep it right here. Thank our sponsors once again. ABC Superior Realty and Shelley Dissy. Give Shelley a call at 580-302-1974 if you have some property to sell. T-Bird's Convenience Store, located in downtown Fort Cobb, for all your convenience needs, gas, fried chicken, pizza, soda pop, all those things. Fountain drinks. Ouachita Valley Bank, Fort Cobb, Oklahoma. Go down there and say hi to those folks. Carnegie Fiber over in Carnegie, Oklahoma, 580-654-1002. And the Southwest Oklahoma Driving School, 580-512-6936. Lady Mustangs, the inbound. They get it into Zoe Brown, and she's going to be fouled by Kinley Morris, it appears. And that's her 4th personal. And Zoe will be shooting 2. She's got 6 points on the night, both coming on 3-point shots. And she makes the first free throw. Yeah, you're right, Blake, about the Mustangs ranking. 13th They've lost a couple of games here early, and I suspect they're going to climb that ladder before it's over. 54-31, Comanche on top, 5:14 to play in the ball game. In the corner, that's Rendon. Her three-pointer rattles out. But there's a nice rebound by Gracie Miller, and they're going to be, say she was tied up going to the basket. When in doubt, call jump ball. Is that what you do?
I guess so.
I'm telling you, they've had a bunch of them. Both teams. 5:01 to play. And it'll stay with Comanche. Silverhorn got her hand on the pass, but Morris retrieves it. Ball went off her foot and out of bounds. She was trying to drive with that left hand against Bear. Turnover to the Lady Mustangs. And Kinley Lemons will check in, replacing Camry Rendon. In the corner, Reagan Rip drives along the baseline, double team. To Bear, a little 12-footer, good. Ginger Bear in the middle of the lane. That's 12 for Ginger. Doesn't seem like she's played a lot of minutes tonight, but she's had a pretty productive night scoring. Nice lob pass over the top of Bear, and the ball goes out of bounds. Had a good open look, couldn't get it to fall. There's Bear, top of the key, swings it right side to Rip, to Brown. Hard to get an open look, but Comanche really moves her defense around quickly. There's Rip open, right wing three, good. There's Riley. That's her third tray of the night. Gives her 11 points. With 3:42 to play in the contest. There's Gracie Miller, drives down to the baseline, 15-footer's good. Bear over to Rip, same play as last time. This time they close out on her, back to Bear, can't handle the pass. Reagan Rip picks it up. Brown out front with it, lobs it into Bear, too high, and it goes out of bounds. Pretty good idea, but the pass was just a little too high and long and turned over to Comanche. Keeling checks in, replacing Morris. With 3:07 to play. Hard to believe, but at once this ball game was tied at 15. There's a three-pointer on the way, no good. It grazed the net and goes out of bounds. And Comanche still in that aggressive press defense. Brown fumbling it, picked up by Gracie Miller. Splits the defenders. Gets it back, drives to the lane, lays it off the glass for two. I know that puts her up to about 22, doesn't it?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Leads all scorers. Brown double teamed at the center line, and they're going to call a jump ball, but then the other official said no, that's a foul. Caitlin Blair had her on the arm. And that will be the 8th team foul on Comanche, and they're going to, Lady Mustangs are going to bring in their substitutes now. Checking in for Fort Cobb will be number 22, Demery Weaver. Number 5 is Tegan Devon. Number 10 is Anaya Funmaker. Number 13 is Madison Savage. And number 25 is Jalea Watts. And at the line will be Brown. She'll be shooting, and when she's going to be replaced by Weaver after these free throws. With 2:13 to play. And Brown free throw no good. With 2:12 to play. Got all freshmen out there for the Lady Mustangs except for Brown. She's a sophomore. Three-pointer is good by Kylie Roden. That's her second tray. And Comanche still attacking the Lady Mustangs with 1:43 to play. And Weaver will get check in. And some substitution now in for Comanche. As we've got number 4, Carson Bowles. Number 23 is Breeley Garlinger. Number 31 is Gentry Whaley. Number 24 is Kyra Pineda. Cross-court pass to Whaley, and she's going to be bumped and fouled. And it's going to be charged to number 10. That will be Naya Funmaker. And at the line for Comanche will be number 31, Gentry Whaley, just a freshman. And her free throw is good. And checking in will be number 3, Riley Combs, replacing Brianna Keeling. And in for the Lady Mustangs, number 33, Faith Harrison, replacing Madison Savage. And the ball's batted out of bounds off of Fort Cobb, they say. Left side of the lane. Basket's good by Breeley Garlinger. With a minute to play. And pass intercepted. Layup good by Comanche. That's number 24, Kyra Pineda. Lob pass to Watts goes out of bounds. It'll be turned over to Comanche. Checking in for them will be Jillian Hushbeck, number 25, and number 50 is Emma Winton. With 32 seconds to play. Shot no good with 18 seconds. Ball loose on the floor. Picked up by Comanche. And they call it for double dribbling. Six seconds. Down to 5. Shot off the glass, no good, and that'll do it. Your final score, Comanche 66, the Lady Mustangs 36. Well, congratulations to Comanche Lady Indians for defeating the Lady Mustangs tonight, as the Lady Mustangs fall to 2-4 on the season. And we'll turn it over to Blake Perryman for our post-game report. Blake?
I think one thing that sort of transpired there in the second half was Lady Mustangs were getting tired, and throughout most of the game Fort Cobb had at most 6 people playing.
Yeah.
And Comanche had, I believe at one point they were rotating about 9 girls, and And whenever you're constantly putting in different people and keeping legs fresh, it's hard to run with them as you get into the third and early in the fourth quarter. And I think that showed tonight. Lady Mustangs finished 12 for 28 from the field, 43%, 7 for 11 from three.
Pretty good. That's pretty good percentage.
That's really good.
Yeah, it is.
And 5 for 12 from the free throw line from three. That's 64% and 42% from the free throw line. Comanche got off 63 shots, Don. And I think in that triple overtime thriller we had, Arapahoe and Fort Cobb, the boys game, I think both boys teams were in the 60s. But
wow.
The way the general speed of the game is a little bit different when you go from the girls to the boys, and seeing a girls team shoot 63 shots.
That's a lot of shots.
Is pretty impressive, and a lot of that's attributed to how many second and third chances they had. They had 19 offensive rebounds. They were 29 for 63 from the field. That's 46%. Only 2 for 15 from three. But whenever you have multiple second chance opportunities and you get some points off turnovers, as I'll talk about here in a second, that sort of allows you to stay in the game and come away with it like they did. They were 6 for 10 from the free throw line. They out-rebounded the Lady Mustangs 33-13.
Wow.
And
pretty dominant, wasn't it?
I don't know for sure if they had the height advantage, but they definitely were attacking the boards.
Yeah, they're very aggressive.
Better. Turnover battle. Lady Mustangs have 32. Lady Warriors have 21. Individually, for the Mustangs, Riley Rep leads them with 11. Ginger Bear finishes with 10. Zoe Brown, 8. Reagan Rep with 6. And Kalia Silverhorn with 1. For the Lady Indians, Gracie Miller leads all scorers with 22 points. And I want to say that's the most anyone girls put up on our girls this season. I'm not positive about that, but I'd say it's pretty close.
Yep.
Caitlin Blair finishes with 12. Kylie Roden with 8. Kinley Lemons with 6. Kinley Morris with 7. Brianna Keeling with 4. And Kira Panita also with 4. Don, like I said, just the pressure that was put on Lady Mustangs in the backcourt and getting tired during the game, I think that's what allowed Comanche to pull away. Now, in the first half, it was a pretty close game.
Yep.
You start the game, you're down 13-3, and then you come back and tie it at 15, go on a 12-2 run. That means you're doing something right.
Yeah, they looked pretty good in that stretch. They really did.
And I figured maybe as the game went along, it'd stay close, but fatigue started to come into play, and that allowed Comanche to get out and extend their lead throughout the rest of the game. But Lady Mustangs showed a lot of fight. They never gave up, even after maybe being fouled a few times in the backcourt, being pressured all game. They never give up, and that's one thing that sticks out to me about this team 6 games in now is they haven't given up yet, and I got to tip my cap to them for that.
Yeah, good point. That's Coach Rogers won't allow them to quit, and they're going to keep playing hard and try to improve each night. Great job, Blake. Thanks a lot for your insightful comments. Once again, your final score, Comanche 66, Lady Mustangs 36. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the boys contest tonight. You're listening to Fort Cobb Broxton basketball on fcbmustangs.tv.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305.